the biggest pivotal point was during my divorce. My ex-husband had 2 children outside of the marriage. I want to say that was like probably worse than cancer. It's like, God, it hurt, but God, you just enlarged my territory because you need more women to minister.
Lillie Ennis. She's a mompreneur of 2 amazing sons, a world traveler, inspirational speaker, author, and cancer conqueror. Lillie has built a multifaceted business empire, not just for herself, but in service of community. One of her most meaningful accomplishments, building 2 basketball courts in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Lillie coins herself the Harriet Tubman of women's entrepreneurship. And once you hear her speak, you'll understand why.
And so many women kept saying the same thing. You set me free. I thought I couldn't do this because I have kids. You set me free. I didn't realize that I was in my marriage for so many years because of a financial arrangement, not because of love. And when you taught me the tips and how to budget myself, you set me free.
How do you rebuild your belief in yourself when life hits hard?
You never stop rebuilding yourself. Sometimes we think of this time of like we've arrived, right? Or we think that once I hit this amount of weight, then I'm good. Or once I hit this amount of money, I'm good. But if we think that way, then we kind of put a lid on our success.
What is some advice you would give a woman?
Whether you're a new mama, an old mama, maybe you're about to be a mom, whatever it is, this is the biggest advice I would give any woman. It's
Welcome back to the Mindshift Mami Show, where we dive into the power of mindset, motherhood, and choosing to grow forward for ourselves and future generations. Today's guest is someone who radiates resilience and boldness in everything she touches. Lillie, I'm so honored to have you here, and welcome to the Mindshift Mami Show.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. All right, so we're going to get right into the conversation. I'm curious, how would you describe yourself growing up? Like, how is your personality? And in what ways are you the same? And in what ways are you different? You make that face right away.
I think I made that face simply because, like, this weekend I just spent the weekend at my dad's, and every time I spend a weekend at my dad's, I end up
brings it back.
It brings me back.
Perfect.
It brings me back, and I end up debriefing my visits with my dad with my mom, or my abuela, and that ends up being like, it brings back so much memories, and they always say things like, oh, you were just like that when you were a little girl. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have the same personality. I was a vivacious little girl. Very competitive. Still competitive to this day. A tad bit of a rebel. Kind of just wanted to do things my way. And I found out yesterday my true feelings, that I've kind of always felt a little bit of like the black sheep. I just I said, wow, this is on timing, Mom. She said, why? I said, I'm filming a podcast.
We're literally talking
about this. So this is good. Like, God intentionally sent this information, but always very studious, super disciplined. And if I agreed with something, I was very obedient. So I was a good kid per se, but if I did not agree with something, then you saw the other side of Lillie. So I had a little bit of a duality to me.
Absolutely. And it sounds like a lot of that is still reflected in who you are now.
Very much so.
Would you say there's anything that's drastically different?
I'm a little bit more free-spirited now. I felt when I was younger, I had to be more on a regimen. So my mom had me involved in a lot of sports. I was, super focused on school. And I think now as an adult that I don't have, the school background and stuff like that, I'm a little bit more open to different things, a little more flexible. Whereas I noticed that even in college as an adult, because I had that schooling to complete, I'm very
Yes.
Yeah.
Like on that, once you have that structure, it's like, okay, stick into
I
that.
gotta stick to this. I gotta get this accomplished. Super, super disciplined. But then again, when I'm starting maybe a new business or something like that, if I'm on task, it's that.
It's that same thing. Comes right up. Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. Okay. So you're raising two sons, one which is already a young adult. You have a 21-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Yes.
I'm curious, what are some values or practices from your own upbringing that you've chosen specifically or deliberately to carry forward in your parenting? Like, what are things you appreciated from growing up from your mom and dad that you're like, I'm doing this the same?
I want to say that my mom and my dad instilled in me a lot of values, like a very high value system, having a good character. And I would say I got that from both of them. Being a supportive person. Both of them are very big on friendships. So they taught me to be that friend that steps up, that's always present, that's always there. One thing that they both also instilled in me was my belief in God.
Gotcha.
So I would say those are the things that I carried. And I would say I maybe, and being family oriented for sure. Like both sides. That's why I struggle a lot on holidays, because my dad is very about bringing the family together from his side of the family. My parents are divorced, by the way. And then my mom is the same thing. Like, we're together. So it's like having to pick and choose. But I know for me, I know that I'm that next family member that's gonna be like the matriarch. Like, I know it's gonna bypass my mom, my cousins, all of that. It's gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna be the next abuela.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Absolutely. So yeah, they taught me to be very family oriented.
Great. Okay. So on the flip side, are there any things that you've intentionally done differently than how you were raised?
I feel like I had kids and I was like, okay, it's my turn.
Let me show you how this is done.
Flex a little bit. So it's very hard because Latino culture, you kind of do get stuck in a paradigm. And anything outside of that, especially when you have very traditional Latino parents, is like, oh my God, el que dirán, right?
What's que dirán?
El que dirán is like,
as a Spanglish, not quite.
Okay, so el que dirán is this huge stigma, right? Because it's like Latinos are always worried about what the neighbors are going to say, or what the other aunties and uncles are going to say. So this constant fear of judgment.
Gotcha.
So it's
Absolutely.
like, oh my God, el que dirán los vecinos. Oh, you're doing this. Ay, ¿qué van a decir?
So que dirán is like, what are they gonna say?
Like, oh my God, they're gonna say this, they're gonna say that, you can't do that because they're gonna look at us and say you can't wear that because they're gonna say I didn't raise you right. Like, you can't do these things. Oh my God, what do you mean that's your job? I don't understand entrepreneurship. They're gonna say you don't have a job. Like, it's this crazy thing that Latino culture actually brings forward. So el que dirán. And for me, I said, you know what? Just because I was raised this way doesn't mean it has to stay this way. So we do a lot of things out of habit. I'll give you an example. There was this story that I teach my my coaching clients. And there's a story of this lady that on Thanksgiving, she would cut the ends of the ham and then put them in the oven. And so one day, one of like the nieces asked her, like, why do you guys do that? And she's like, I don't know. Auntie Helen did it like that. So we just do it like that. Then she went to Auntie Helen. Well, why do you guys do it like that? I don't know. Your mom did it like that, and that's how she did it, and that's how you go to that lady, and she goes, I don't know. My mother did it like that. When you finally go to like the matriarch, right? The grandma, the great-great-grand of all grands, and they asked her, and she was like, oh, because the ham didn't fit one day.
Oh, my God.
So I just cut off the two edges, and that's the size of my pan, and it worked, so that's how I just did it. So how many times do we instinctively do things without really even knowing? It's just because, oh, that's how they did it. And I think that I have the personality that's very observant. And it's just like, well, just because something's always been like that doesn't mean it has to stay like that.
Absolutely.
So I want to say that I grew up my mom, you would think she was a drill sergeant. She was super militant. Never did one day in any of the armed forces. But it was big little boot camp, right? That's what my mom calls herself, by the way.
Okay.
She's but yay tall, under 5 feet. But she will walk up to you and say, "Hi, my name is Big Lil." And so she was tough on me. My mom was so tough on me. But in retrospect, I look at it and go, wow, she probably saved my life. Like, yeah, she was tough, but you know what? I wasn't in a lot of things. I didn't grow up. And mind you, I grew up in the crack cocaine era. I never touched, any type of drugs or stuff like that. So you know what? It's kind of good to a certain extent. But now I have my children. And so I seen it firsthand with my oldest, because my oldest is he has an artistic gift. So he's a tour DJ. He does amazing gigs all over the place. And I noticed from a very young age, his creativity would have him we had a home studio for him. And he had his DJ equipment, everything in his room and in the upstairs. And so sometimes that hint of creativity would hit him at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning. And when my mom would be over on the holidays, this is a ridiculous time for somebody this age to be up. And I had to tell her, Mom, I love you, but I don't need your input. This is how I allow him to express his creativity. If he has that inspiration at that moment, I let him explore it, and he'll catch up on rest. Well, how is he supposed to this? I'm like, Ma, I don't need you to understand. If my kids are not hungry anymore, they can leave the table even though they didn't finish their full play. I'm like, okay,
my God, that's a big one. I'm still not gonna lie. I struggle with that one, but yes, I agree. Girl. It's so true. It's like I have to remind myself. Yeah,
like I think I was obese for like a good amount of my childhood. Like there was like a period. And it was because I was eating and I wasn't hungry. And so now as an adult, I almost have this guilt sometimes when there's still food left on my plate.
Yes. That's a big thing. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
So now if my children don't want that, or if they don't eat a certain food, like my oldest loves broccoli, but my little one loves asparagus.
Okay.
I'm lying. I said it opposite.
The opposite.
So for me, it's like, okay, you don't eat that. That's okay. I'll make you the asparagus.
Yeah. And at least they're getting vegetables.
Yeah, I'll mix the two up, whatever they like. One likes plátano maduros, the other one loves tostones. Okay, not a problem. Like, I'll make both.
Whereas back in our day, it was like, you're getting
what's on your plate. You get what you eat. I don't care if you don't like it. That's what I cook for the day.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want, to be like that. And so I changed a lot of things on how I parent them.
It sounds like you're more flexible in many ways.
Yes, in many ways. Some ways I kind of think I took it easy on them. Now that they're adults, I'm like, y'all should have been raised the Caribbean way. Maybe you're a little bit too Americano, but okay, But for the most part, they're amazing.
So speaking of being raised the Caribbean way, in terms of discipline, did you get physical punishment, and did you
100%?
Okay.
Girl, I was kneeling on rice.
You were kneeling on rice. I was just talking about this. I had another guest on. We were talking about Inca thing, and I asked her if she had to kneel on rice, but I never had to kneel on rice, but I know people had to kneel on rice.
So the knees bled, girl, nailed on rice. Had to hold books like this, standing on one leg.
Your mom was militant.
What? Whooped me. One time my mother waited. I said, I swear the people going to come for her one day. Because she waited till I was in the shower. I thought I got back at my mom, and I thought I was grown, and I was like, I told her about herself. And she was quiet.
You talk back?
Yeah,
you talk back?
I talk back, girl. And I got in the shower, and I was like, I told her. She didn't even say nothing this time. I thought I got away with it. Girl. Finished the shower. I'm singing my little Mariah Carey in the shower. 'Cause when you walk by every night. Yo, she waited till I was mid-deep into the song, okay? She comes out of nowhere with the belt. And all I hear is...
The snap?
Like, why do they do that?
It's like, I don't know.
All you heard was, and I'm like, I thought I got away, child. No, Big Lil don't play that.
Oh my
Big Lil don't play.
goodness.
It's so funny because my dad, if anything, my dad is viewed as, if you were to ask I have brothers from my dad's side. If you were to ask my dad is the most militant man. And he doesn't play that. Even my cousins, everything. My dad has never hit me, not once.
Wow. Okay.
Princess.
I was gonna say, I wonder, do you think that's like a girl versus boy thing?
Knows. I respect my dad. I love my dad, but I also challenge my dad. I've made my dad cry a couple of times, and I regret it now as an adult. But at the time, I was very like rebellious, more so with my dad than my mom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, but you were really his princess. I do think, when I think about it, though, I feel like my dad was chiller with discipline with his girls.
Used to threaten me.
Oh, like
I just used to go right there. Right,
I mean, like
back.
Physically, though. You said like,
yeah, he used to be like, "I'm gonna hit you if you don't say hi to these people." And me, if I didn't want to say, I didn't want to say hi. When I didn't want to do something, there is no one on God's green earth that could make me do something I didn't want to do.
Wow, really, that's very powerful as a kid, though.
I was stubborn.
But that's good in a way. Like,
I was very dead set on my boundaries.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody can make me do it.
Yes. That's very powerful. And it's obviously worked well for you to keep that in life as you've, grown up.
As a kid, my abuela really she used to beat me up.
Well, I was up in there too.
I took an umbrella to my neck one time. I'm telling you. I promise you I was a good kid. I promise you.
Oh, absolutely. That's honestly, when I think back to it, I'm like, what was I
doing that was so bad?
I don't even feel like I was, doing anything crazy, but I get, so I think back, I'm like, okay, my mom, they had 6 kids between the two of them. I'm sure my mom was burnt out. I'm sure anything would throw her off if you didn't listen the first time, but it's absolutely cultural. That's what they knew.
Cultural.
And if you were incateing on rice, then I wonder what your mom was doing, at her time. Probably the same, if not worse. That's what it seems to be the pattern, where they definitely got what we got, if not worse.
And now we're suckers. We're gentle parents.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So did you ever have physical discipline with your sons?
100%.
Or were you?
I waxed both of them.
I look-key wasn't expecting that, but okay.
I really did.
Okay.
I really did. I want to say between myself and my ex-husband, I was that parent. Like, don't.
Yeah, because that's what you learned. That's what discipline was to you. Yeah,
I'm the mom. I wasn't as bad as my mom, but I'm definitely the mom that will pinch my kids during church. Like, don't. Oh
my God, the pinches, the squeezing the hand when you're walking out the store.
Yes, I'm gonna get you.
Wait till we get home. Those words are seared into my mind.
Definitely threw a couple chancletas.
Oh yeah, we forgot the chancleta. Of course, you gotta have a chancleta in there.
Threw a couple of chancletas. I think my oldest got it the worst, and then by the time my little one came, I was just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, you get tired. It's like, but that's what I was going to ask you next. I'm assuming there was like a transition. Like it's not the same throughout all the years of parenting and raising them. Because my youngest siblings, I don't know if they ever got a hand on them. Yeah. So we used to, growing up, our siblings would be like, you guys got it so easy, or like, you needed to hit them because now they're spoiled brats, and stuff like that. But in retrospect, being an adult, like, okay, no, I'm glad my parents got, whether it was just them getting tired and old,
I think that's what it is.
Or actually learning like, this isn't worth it, like, whatever. I guess I'm happy for them or whatever. But your youngest, because he's 15. Okay, so
he's the mouthier one. That's the funny thing. He's the mouthier one. And then it's so hard because I look at him and I go, oh, this is what it's like to parent yourself, because he's the one that's like me.
Oh, he's a mirror.
He's a mirror. And my oldest, it's so funny because he's quieter, but he's more of the I'm going to do whatever I want to do and no one's not going to stop me. So he's the one that will do things with the actions more so. My little one, it's just his mouth. It's his mouth. He's just
mouthy.
My oldest, if I said I'm going to do it, like, honestly, when he left my home, it wasn't on good terms.
Usually isn't.
He was like, I'm grown, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this. And I was just like, he'll be back. And I held on to that house for 2 years. Hoping like he's going to come back. He never came back. Oh my God. It was like I was mourning that. Like, oh my gosh. First of all, even when he went away to college, no one prepared me for him leaving to college. And then he just became a different person once he left to college and he was grown. And, you know, it's hard because he's always made his own income at a young age, but he's always been close to mom and respected what mom said and always came to mom for advice. And now you have this grown man who's had a career at a very young age, made his own money at a very young age, purchased his own first car cash.
Wow.
And now he understands because he's away in school, I'm a man.
Yes, absolutely.
And something shifted in him. And now it's like,
you're not mommy's little boy anymore.
Parent and adult, like, wait, but I still need to tell you things.
Yeah.
And you still need to come to me.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, what do you mean you bought a motorcycle and didn't ask me? Like, what do you mean this? What do you mean that? Like, oh my God. I think that's the hardest stage of parenting that I've ever faced. I had him my senior year of college and I navigated through that so amazingly. Graduated on time, brought him to class with me, refused to leave him in the Bronx with my family. I went through so many things with him.
Yeah, that's it.
And then now as an adult, it was even to this day, I'm just like, oh my God, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
You know, if I hear something happening, some type of violence happening in the club, I'm literally like up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, is he okay? Is he back? So
of course. And that never goes away, they say.
You never stop. And I'm like, girl, he's grown. He's okay. He's talking well.
Yeah. That's a great thing to always come back to, to try to help. We touched on this a little bit, but I want to talk more specifically about adult children and parent dynamics. So a lot of women still face emotional triggers when it comes to their relationship with their parents, even if they're successful in life, even if they have their own family already and they're doing their thing. So I'm curious, have you experienced this? And if so, how do you navigate those moments?
There was an instance that happened on New Year's 2 years ago. My mom and my oldest son are like this.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, they're so close. Like, he calls her more than he calls me. Like, and I get jealous. But my little one, the one that's mouthy, him and my mom are like oil and vinegar.
Okay.
They're
like
this. And, you know, I teach him all the time, like, you have to respect her. You have to do this. He's like, but she doesn't respect me. And she's different. So she is very different from how I raise. So therefore, she doesn't understand certain things. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. She's like, what do you mean it's not a big deal? So again, that militant factor comes in, right? And so I went to church New Year's Eve. We came back as a family. I went to go give my girlfriend a ride home because she lives up in Meriden. And I come back, and as I'm driving back, my little one is calling me, and he's like, come home now. And I'm like, I just left y'all. Like, what possibly happened? And we came back from church. Like, what happened? And so she must have told him, I guess my mom is super helpful. So whenever she's in my home, she always feels like she needs to like clean up stuff. And I love it. I get all the help. Her and my aunt are like that. And so I guess she must have been cleaning up. And my son had his best friend over. He went to church with us. So he was going to spend the holiday with us. And they were playing, what do you call it? PlayStation, Xbox, one of those things. The game. Yeah. And they're playing the game, and she must have told him, throw the garbage outside. And he says, okay, when I'm done playing the game. Here she comes. She
Nope.
could have easily waited.
It's gotta be
Like,
on
what
their
is
time. What you mean? Right,
I'm
not
not
right
waiting.
now.
I said do it now.
Yeah,
Like, why
I
did
know. That's such a
Girl,
thing.
it's like 2:00 in the morning.
Mhm.
Give them
Oh
a
my
chance
goodness.
because it's
I had
after
that.
church. So, like, you know,
Mhm.
everything. So I'm like, what is the big deal that
Yeah.
she couldn't just wait? Anyway, long and
Mhm.
behold, she told him, I said do it now. Da, da, da.
Mhm.
So he must have said something back like, what? I'm gonna do it. I promise I
Yeah.
got you.
Mhm.
That's talking back to her. That's disrespectful. And so lo and behold, she
Mhm.
threw the whole garbage bag at him while he's playing the game in front of his friend. So now my sofa, I walk in and my sofa has ketchup and I'm looking at it like, I
Now
said,
what the sofa got to do with this? Why you?
I said, wait a minute, because he didn't tell me this and
Mhm.
she didn't tell me this. He just
Mhm.
said, come home now.
Yeah.
Me and Gma got into it.
Mhm.
She's like, yeah, because your son is disrespectful.
Mhm.
But nobody told me. So here I am looking at my sofa and I am so triggered. And I said, you threw garbage at my son? Like in that moment, you weren't my mother.
Mhm.
You threw garbage at my son. Like, I don't know what changes in
Yes, that's
us
a
when
thing. Yeah.
anything happens to our
Your
children.
kid, 100%.
It could have been my ex-husband.
Yeah, yeah.
You did what to my son?
They just become the opponent at that moment. You don't
Yeah,
even
in
see
that
their face.
moment, it's like-
It's like,
And she was like, yeah, because he didn't listen to me. I said, come here. I literally did that the fingers. Come here. And I brought her into my bedroom because I'm so grateful that in that moment, I still cannot de-edify my mother to my son.
yes, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
And I'm like, oh, like she really what?
That was good.
You messed up.
Self-control. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I said, come.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's chat.
And I'm like, because what happens if we don't do that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
if
really
I
good
don't
point.
know better, if I'm this coach and I'm this personal development, I can teach people all these things. What am I teaching all these people these things and then I'm not applying it to my life? If we don't apply these things and we don't make the necessary changes, then we continue to perpetuate the same ghetto BS.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm like, girl, you know better. You have to do better in this moment.
As hard as it is, as annoying as it is, absolutely.
Because I'm like, yo, what's really
Yeah.
good with you? Why the hell would you? And I'm like, girl. Meeting in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So I said, Mom, I love you. I love you. And I love when you spend holidays with me. I miss you when you're back in the Bronx. But Mom, you disrespected not only my son, but you disrespected me and my household. You're going to go to bed. He's going to clean that up. And he didn't like that. He's going to clean it up because I said so.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't ask you questions. And I said, but in the morning, Mom, I'm sending you back on the train to New York. So she was supposed to stay for a couple more days. And I said, you violated and you crossed a boundary. And the truth is, this is my home. And I've asked you repeatedly to not do things a certain type of way.
Okay. So,
or
that's
if there's an issue, pick up the phone and call me. And you did not. And what I'm also not going to do is constantly feel like I have to be a referee between you and him.
Yes.
Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it anymore. So when you guys can figure out how to coexist, especially for the sake of me during the holidays, like at what point do you or Landon put my feelings intact?
Right, right.
And I said no, and I'm not doing it. So she makes jokes saying that, yeah, I've been banned from my daughter's house.
How did she take it at that moment?
She was very upset. You could tell she was very upset. She didn't like it. She felt that, you know, I disrespected her and that I was taking Landon's side and he's a child.
Okay, sure.
And I said, I get all of that, Mom. I get that's your lens.
Yes.
But again, this is my house.
Yes.
And this is what I choose.
Yes.
It was so hard and I felt so guilty. And I said, I had to constantly reassure my mom too. Like, Mom, I do love you and I do want to spend time with you. But also when you come here, like, can you just listen to what I want in my household? When we're in your house, I promise we'll do things your way. When we are in my house, I don't care if you like things this way. This is not your house.
Yeah.
This is not how it's done. So having to stand on business and having to stand on a boundary with someone that you love and you honor and you respect is very hard. But it's also constantly hard to feel like you have to teach your parents how to treat you. That is the truth.
Yeah.
You have to teach everybody how to treat you.
Yes, absolutely.
Business relationships, parents relationships, love relationships, children relationships, anything.
Absolutely.
You have to teach people how to treat you.
That's so true. And I think I feel like women, people in general, but women in these similar dynamics find it harder to do that with their parents because they're still...
Because you're my parent.
Yes.
And I was taught to respect you, but I can't honor you if I don't honor me first.
That part.
I can't honor you.
That is the journey.
If I don't honor me first.
Yes.
I'm very big on self-preservation is key, and I teach that to my children as well. I love y'all, but there's sometimes y'all gonna have to fend for yourself. F them kids, because no, seriously, like
no, that's why I'm laughing. Hashtag F them kids.
F them kids
became a thing for a reason.
Because if I don't honor me, if I'm not 100%, if I'm not operating at a full capacity, I can't take care of abuela, my parents, the kids, I can't take care of anybody. Call it what you want. Yeah. Women have this stigma where we want to be martyrs for everybody, and I'm just not doing it. So I'm so anti that. I'm not dying for nobody so that they can live and I'm here 6 feet under. Nah, not
absolutely.
Doing that.
And I think that martyrdom is a huge part of the cultural aspect and womanhood in general.
We got to be moms and we got to be raggedy. No, I'm fly. I want to look good. I don't want to be raggedy. I'm cute.
Yes, I love it. So what advice would you give a woman who is finding herself constantly coming up against those kinds of situations with her parents, where they are perhaps still treating her as that younger version of her that lived under their roof? What is some advice you would give a woman?
Here's what the advice I will give all women. And I'm talking about every woman, whether you're a new mama, an old mama, maybe you're about to be a mom, whatever it is, this is the biggest advice I would give any woman. It's to always remember your name. Don't forget your name. You see, as women, we're so wrapped up in being, I'm Raul's daughter. I'm Big Lil's daughter. I'm Bam's mom. I'm Lando's mom. I'm Zuli's sister. I'm Buddha's wife, ex-wife. You know, I'm all these people.
All these roles.
I'm everything to everybody. Nah, fuck that. I'm Lillie. Sorry to curse.
It's okay.
I'm Lillie. And you're going to remember my name.
Yeah.
I sometimes have to remember my name because I'm wearing so many hats.
Yeah.
Remember your name and stay true to who you are. Does it feel authentic to you? If you have that, sometimes, you know, we have this guilt or this feeling of this stirring in our bodies, and it's just like, oh, like, but I don't want to disappoint my dad. No. Go with your gut. What does Lillie feel? Honor yourself first. What does Jasree feel? What does Mary? What does, you know, whoever you are? What does Keisha feel? What does Lauren feel? Whatever that feeling is, go for it. Because I think all too many times, women specifically, our gender, happen to be people pleasers.
Oh, yes. Yep. 100%. And it's hard to break, but you're absolutely right. I'm hearing just that self-worth theme come up, and preserving ourselves and putting ourselves first, and that it's not to decondition ourselves from thinking that putting yourself first is selfish or a bad thing.
Self-care.
Yes. Tell them, Lillie.
That's why, child. I don't know if that's in the budget because this week I decided I need to do my highlights. We'll see if we have extra for bounce house later, or you know what, my nails need to be done. Listen.
Whatever it is,
I'm going to honor me, take care of me, and there was a point in time where I was not like that. I have to be honest with you. There was a point in time where I caught myself kind of getting frumpy because I was building this business. I was doing this, and I didn't feel like I should treat myself to new clothes because the boys have AAU, and I'm just like, nah.
Yes, that's very relatable.
No. Wait a minute. I can't let myself go. I'm not nobody's doormat. Hold on, let's bring it in. Maybe you need to not do this little extra. Because, like, honestly, I would sit here and feel so guilty, like mom guilt, and be like, oh my God, I don't have it for a bitty ball. But I'm like, girl, he's in karate, he's in this, he's in this, he's in that. Treat yourself to the new shoes and the new bag. Like, he can skip one season of swimming so that you can take care of yourself. Like, what? Like, sometimes we have to really check ourselves how we think as women.
Yes, absolutely.
So now I'll be like, y'all can wait. I'm going out with the girls tonight. Y'all got to fend for yourselves. Sandwiches, okay? I told that to my son today. I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to stop by at home and pick you up any food. I'm going straight, up to this side of Connecticut. So if you're hungry, make yourself a sandwich, figure it out.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what time I'll be back home. I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll be okay. He's not going to die.
Absolutely. I think it's like that. And I'm sure it's like a gradual phase as they're getting older, because you're talking about your 15-year-old. That makes perfect sense for a 15-year-old. But I'm sure
even
it's
when
like,
they were younger.
Right. It doesn't have to start. I hope it's not starting at 15.
I remember I was building an empire. Like, literally, like, this was like my crucial entrepreneurship building stages. And I started buying these little microwavable, like, spaghetti, stuff like that. And I had to tell my kids, I want to say Landon was 2 years old. And Bam was 9. Yeah, 2 and 9. I'm like, listen, today's a long day. If you're hungry, go in the microwave cart. Like, I would organize and press 2 on the microwave, stir the spoon, press another one again. You got it? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Trust me, they're capable. If they could figure out them games and TikToks and all of that, they can figure out how to feed themselves.
They can figure out a microwave. Yeah, it's true. I do. I think that we baby our kids sometimes more
100%.
than. And it's just so funny because it's kind of like that opposite side of like, we're like, the gentle parenting, you want to make sure they're so good, but it's a spectrum and you have to make sure you're not going too much to either side and doing what you need to do for those different seasons of your life. And then there's
also days where I'm like, okay, Sundays are family days.
Yeah.
We're going to church. I'm cooking your favorite stuff. You know what? The phone is on D&D. Let's watch a family movie together.
That's the balance. That's the true balance.
You said
what it looks like.
Perfectly balanced. That's what it is.
Great. All right, let's talk about mindset now. You are clearly someone who leads with strength and vision. Was there a turning point in your life? Did something happen when you realized, you know what? I need to like take control of my mindset. Like something needs to change.
There were a couple of moments. I want to say the first moment ever was when I got pregnant with my oldest. It was like, oh my God, it's my senior year. I'm about to graduate. I got pregnant. I didn't plan any of them kids, let me tell you. They're here, but I didn't plan not one single one of them. And I said to myself, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And everyone at the time was, I would see young women having babies, and I wasn't that young. I was 21. And I said, I'm not sending. My mother was very, very adamant about, girl, if you don't graduate on time, you don't do this, you're ruining my investment. And I was just very big on being obedient, honoring God. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have this baby and it's going to be challenging. But I didn't want to just dump him in the Bronx. I said, I'm going to be a mom and I'm going to figure this out. And so in that moment, I decided, okay, well, I guess he's going to be a college student right along with me. He's going to come to these classes. And I learned very early on in age that everyone is so quick to say what they can't do, but how do we really turn those can'ts into a can? And it brought me back to sports because I had a coach back in the days. Her name was Miss Mary, and she was from Harlem, white Irish lady, Mary Hallinan, like teaching all these Latino and Black kids in Harlem. I love you, Coach Mary, because she's on my Facebook.
Oh, nice.
But at a very early age, she used to scream at me, and she used to be like, do this, do that. She'd tell us to do drills. It's like, I can't. She's like, can't, it's not in your vocabulary. Man, talk about a defining moment, right? Because that stood with me. And so I always listened to the word can't and heard how often people say, I can't do that. I could never do that. And then I just kind of like created this alter ego in my head. And I created a woman that whenever anyone said they can, I was like, well, she can. What does she look like? What does she walk like? How does she think? So I have an alter ego. Her name is Queen Philly.
I love it.
Queen Philomena, but we call her Philly.
I love the name Philomena.
So you got Lillie and then you got Philly, right? And Philly doesn't come from struggle. Philly is very like affluent, wealthy. She doesn't know what it's like to not have her way because everything just is available to her. And so Philly's, sometimes I need to turn that switch, and that's when Philly pops up.
Yes.
And so after that, I want to say another defining moment where I had to really work on mindset was with the breast cancer.
Right.
So what's funny is that with my breast cancer journey, I decided to not tell people.
Okay.
I suffered in silence.
Oh.
Yep. I told my mom, my ex-husband at the time, and my sister. Those are the only three that knew. Because, and it's crazy because the closest person to me I would think is my abuela, my grandmother.
Okay.
But my abuela is also stereotypical Latina. Everything is you're gonna die. Don't let the baby jump on the sofa. And die. Like, and now in this season of my life where I'm so personally developed, I'm reading books, personal development books. I realize that words have power.
Yes.
And like, so now certain things just stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm like, oh, they gotta stop saying that. Like, certain things would make me cringe.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't tell her. She's gonna cry. She's gonna remind me all the time. Ay, se me muere la niña. You know, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I'm not telling her. I'm not telling her because I was angry. So with breast cancer, I wanted to fight. I didn't want to be sad. It was like, who sent for you? Because I didn't. And it's time for you to go.
You need to go.
You need to go. You need to go. And if you was a person, I would have fought you. That's how dare you come for me, right? And then I want to say the biggest pivotal point was during my divorce. When I walked away from a marriage, 2 children. My ex-husband had 2 children outside of the marriage.
Okay.
And that was such a painful, like, oh my gosh. I want to say that was like probably worse than cancer. Because he was a high profile DJ in the reggae community. And they have something similar to like People's Magazine. And it's this like tabloid. And I remember, yes, girl. The tabloid said, it was a picture of me and him, and there was a picture of him and her. And the title said, front page, does he want rice and beans or does he want rice and peas? And
who wrote that?
They're wrong for that. That was clever. In my healing, I can laugh about it now. I'm like, yo, they messed up, right? But at the time, I was just like,
was that your first time finding out on there? That's why.
Yeah,
oh
it was
my
like
gosh.
I kind of had inkling, like there were little things here and there, like
something ain't right.
You DJing in Chicago this weekend, but I don't see a flyer. Usually you promote your flyers, and you kind of coming home later than usual. But like, I also was the type of woman, so I was never the type of wife to be consumed with my husband entirely. Like, I had my own friends. I still had girls' night out. I was a part of so many organizations. I was building this empire. I was so busy. Like, where it was just like, huh?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
better not be playing yourself.
But I'm also busy here and
But I
like
don't got time to focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pray to God he's really not, because I love this man and I love being married and I honor marriage. But
we know, you know, when
right,
something's off.
So, and I think that was my biggest stretch. And like, girl,
oh my gosh, absolutely.
No matter what you're feeling, but you're not gonna let these heifers see your head down. It's gonna hurt, but you're gonna cry in silence, because some of these people want to see you crying, and you're not gonna give them the show. So mindset.
Ooh.
And it was just like, okay, I also had to think, I got so much to lose. You see, if I go and I wild out and I be Lillie from the block, Lillie from the block ain't got nothing. These heifers ain't got nothing to lose. Here you are on the climb, right?
Yes.
And even so, a lot of people stopped talking to me because I never addressed it publicly. And they were like, oh, she acting like her shit don't stink. Oh, she's phony. Oh, she's acting like everything's fine. But at the end of the day, do I want a local business or a global business? You see, what list is longer? The list of people locally here that know my business or the list of people that don't know? So if I address something, now people in China, I was doing business. I was being flown out to Thailand to speak.
Absolutely. I know that's right.
No.
And just to feed their gossip of you getting online and crashing out for what? For other people's entertainment?
In this reality TV
yes, exactly.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
And then I thought about it this way, I might have P. Diddy and J-Lo problems right now, but I don't got P. Diddy and J-Lo money. So, absolutely not. What you focus on expands. So if I just focus on the problems, the obstacles, but hey, I could say there's an opportunity in the obstacle. And so from there, I just became a bad mindset coach. It's almost like, you know what? That was the icing on the cake that I needed. It's like, God, it hurt, but God, you just enlarged my territory because you gave me so many more women to minister. You gave me so many more women to coach. You gave me absolutely every single opportunity. That's when the book came out. I went on a book tour. That's when I got crazy about my money, like started the trucking company, did this, did that, because Beyonce said it best, the best revenge is your paper.
I know that's right.
And so I really, in hindsight, I go, yeah, it hurt, but thank you, God, because you taught me so much. And, my mother always said growing up, that old adage, what you go through is never for you, it's for somebody else.
Yeah.
So I thank God for choosing me. Thank you for guarding me with this. And, knowing that I had the capacity to carry this cross, to carry this burden, to uplift other women, to give them hope, to show them. You got to remember, when we look at failed marriages, right? Like, people will be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And at the time I used to be like, and I'm not. I'm not sorry. Like, and I get it, I get it, because, anything that ends a relationship is a misfortune. However, I would say that, it blessed me in so many ways. So many ways. It blessed me.
Isn't that so interesting when you do look back, when there's been enough time where you're like, wow, that was, for you to say that was the hardest thing. That was more painful than cancer. And then for you to be here today and be able to talk about it, it's like.
Yeah. I want to point this out too. What we need to realize as moms specifically is that when we are overcoming obstacles, right? We have to have a strong mindset, because at the end of the day, you're also teaching your children coping mechanisms.
Coping mechanisms.
Right? So I want to teach my children to honor their feelings. Yeah, it's sad. You get a 5-minute pity party. You got to go through it. Sometimes you're going to be triggered again, but you don't stop going to work. You don't stop working on your doing. I taught you to believe in God, right? So where's your prayer life come in? Where do we start being a showcase of God's mercy and glory? Like, and saying, you know what? I have so much more to live for, that, this hurts. It's unfortunate. It sucks. But think about how many more things my children are going to go through in life. And if I would have just stopped there and showed them that that's it, like, I can't live, I can't do this. No.
And the message that sends.
Yeah, what message is that send?
Absolutely. You kind of touched on this, but I don't know if there's anything else you would want to add in terms of how do you rebuild your belief in yourself when life hits hard?
That's good. That's really good. I think you never stop rebuilding yourself. I think that life has to constantly, sometimes we think of this time of like we've arrived, right? Or we think that once I hit this amount of weight, then I'm good. Or once I hit this amount of money, I'm good. But it's like, if we think that way, then we kind of put a lid on our success. And so for me, I'm in a constant rebuilding because in my mind, I should never be who I even was last year. So every year I do this event in January called the Playbook. It's like the most humongous event. It sells out every year. It's my most popular event. And we talk about how we set goals. And so for me, it's super important that we go over the 4 core values for the Lillie Ennis group, which is faith, family, fitness. Fitness is not just
like physical.
Yeah, mental fitness. And funds, money. Okay. Those are the 4 core values. And every year I up the ante. So this year, one of my goals in family and friendship is that I want to serve more people. I'm always the busybody, and everyone kind of just makes excuses for me not showing up because, oh, she's busy. And a lot of people help me in my success, but how can I in turn now pour back into you? So my friend Casey, she got baptized 2 months ago, and I skipped church, which I never do, to be there for her at her church. Before I would have been like, oh, she knows I go to church. I don't miss church for anybody. But it's like, you can miss one Sunday. You're still in service somewhere else, you know? So it's about constantly becoming a better person. Whatever it is, you should be in constant stages of rebuilding yourself, whether it's spirituality, whatever it is in life. You should never just hit that moment where it's like, I hate when people be like, oh, because that's just who I am. Well, if that's who you are and it sucks and people around you are complaining, then at what point do you take accountability and say, I can improve on this? There's nothing wrong.
Absolutely.
We can't have that much hubris in the world and pride in the world to be like, oh, this is just who I am.
That reminds me of a fixed mindset versus like a growth mindset. So what I'm hearing from you is, for you, when you are facing times of challenge, what helps you is having that mindset that this is another growth period. And I could totally see when people have a fixed mindset of, I'm just at where I'm at, I hit my cap, that's when you're going to spiral. And that's when we are like, you know, freaking out more in times of difficulty and feel like we can't handle it because we're not realizing it's okay. Like, as hard as this is, we will get through it. We will learn from this. We will grow from this.
So my oldest son mentioned something to me. Like I told you guys, we were going through like a rough patch. And I said, well, why didn't you explain this to me? And he said, Mom, for some reason, when it comes to me, not with my youngest, when it comes to me, you're very combative.
Okay.
And I was like, you think so?
Like, you experienced me like that? Combative.
I love you so much, you know? And one other advice I will give to moms, learn when to apologize to your children.
Ooh! Say it again. Say it again.
Learn when to apologize to your children. Mind you, my son was dead wrong. He was dead wrong. But in that moment, do you want to be right or do you want to love on them? And I think so many times we have this desire to be right. Do you want to be right or do you want results? Do you want something to change or do you want to be so right? No, because I am right.
Yeah.
No. And in that moment, if I wanted to capture him and rebuild what we had going on and really make progress, he'll learn that lesson later on. In that moment, you know what, son? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And the truth of the matter is that if I'm combative, do you give me permission now that when I do have an issue with you to address it, and then when you give me your honest feedback, I promise to respond differently instead of being combative, even if I disagree.
Even if you don't like that word, even if it's not your experience.
Even if I think you're bugging. Do you? And he said, yeah, and it's made a big change. So again, you hit the nail on the head when you said the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to legacy and leadership. You've helped build basketball courts, businesses, and people's confidence. What drives you to lead in such a big way?
Honestly, it's not even something I've ever wanted. It's definitely something that I was called to do. I really feel that God creates us and he gives us these innate abilities, right? The same way that a bee's body is fatter on the outside, yet he gave them these spectacular wings and they're able to carry their body. You know, he gave porcupines these mechanisms to be able to defend themselves. I feel that he also did that with us as humans. And as many times as I did not really care to lead or want to lead, I found myself in these situations. And there was a meme that I shared. And oh my God, it hit me so hard. And it kind of explains how I feel. It says, the black sheep of the family, which I've always felt on both sides, to be honest. The black sheep of the family is the one with the strongest oil. And it is the member of the family that's anointed to lead.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And I would say there's been so many times where I've tried to shy away from being the leader or being So here's the deal. When you are a leader, you don't have to tell other people, I'm a leader. I'm this. I'm that. The people will tell you from the impact that you leave.
Yes.
There's been so many times where I've had conversations and the person will say, you have no idea how much you built me up, or you have no idea how much wisdom you have. So I've always heard that from a little girl. Wow. You know, even my guidance counselors in high school, you're so full of wisdom. And so you don't necessarily appoint yourself a leader. Your people will appoint you. And so I'll give you a perfect example. There's a gentleman by the name of Sean Bird. And he runs a foundation called Boys Inc. Semi Academy. At the time, my son was playing flag football with him. And I saw like a lot of things being messed up in the program. And I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, this program is crappy. But I also remember people saying such great things about the program. And so I'm getting frustrated, and I see him one day and they go, that's Coach Bird right there. And he was struggling and he's looking to give out jerseys and he's apologizing to the parents. And if I ever do this, just know.
The Lillie becking call.
I said, can I have a conversation with you? I said, truth be told, I'm very disappointed. I'm very frustrated. But I've heard great things. It's something, you don't have to answer me, but it's something going on personally. And how can I add value to your organization? Because I'm here every practice to bring my son anyway, and I see you flustered. How can I help you?
Wow, that's really nice.
And he just was like, I just lost my mother-in-law. I just this, I just that. My volunteers disappeared. This happened. Like he was just having a meltdown of a season of his life. And I said, I'm happy to help. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a group chat. We'll do this. We'll ask parents to volunteer. And, you know, I said, if you've never done that before, it's norm. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to do everything yourself. If your committee isn't available, like, I'm happy to help. And I also have resources. So whatever you need, let me know and I'll jump in and I'll help you in the season. How about that? So at the end, he has this celebratory gala and he ends up giving me this award. And I was like, thank you so much. But then after that, we had a meeting and he says, I want you to join my board.
Mm.
And I go,
Mhm.
I'm not, football sports. He's like, no, it's bigger than this. I'm building an academy. I'm also building a preschool. I've had all these things that I've been working on simultaneously with, the football. The football was just a small portion of my way of giving back. And you are a leader, and I want you to be a part of this. Every single organization that I've been a part of has started off like that.
Beautiful.
I would see something wrong, and I'm just like, you can either complain or you can make it better, girl.
Yes.
You could either talk junk and be a whiner,
oh my goodness,
or you can add value. If you see things differently, maybe God gave you the vision to see things on a larger scale. So my mind does that. There's an organization just this past weekend. It was a huge, huge event. It was my first industry event that, I planned. It was for an organization called Bars on I-95. They have like the #1 hip hop podcast, and they host this brunch for the elites. And they did it for the last 3 years. And this year they brought me on board to scale it. Why? Because when I was asked my opinion, don't ever ask me my opinion if you don't want to know the truth. I said, it's great, but you can do these. And here's how you can do them. And they said, no, we want you on board.
Why don't you come on and do it for us? That's so beautiful.
So I'm a big believer in collaboration over competition. I'm a big believer in building people and building situations. And I'm a big believer, you can give your opinion, but you can also give your resources and help build and make people better.
So why do you call yourself the Harriet Tubman of women entrepreneurship? And what message do you hope to leave for women coming up behind you?
I should have read this because you sent me an email and I said I wanted to be surprised by what the questions were. This is so good because this was a little bit of a topic.
Controversial?
Very controversial. And I'll explain why. So I got asked to speak that day at Yale. That's how I met you.
Yes. Okay? The Women's Flash Mob.
And as part of the promotional video, I don't know, I said that. I'm the Harriet Tubman of women's entrepreneurship. And it must have rubbed someone the wrong way. And they kind of like kept annoyingly commenting on that. Everything else is good, but why would she say that? Blah, 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 blah. And like the owner, the organizer, he just kept deleting the comment. And I found out in retrospect that the young lady actually made a Facebook post about me. But here's the thing with crickets, right? Crickets will chirp, 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 chirp all day. And then when a human or any big presence stands beside them, you ever notice the chirping stops? And then they pass, and then the chirping begins again. Right? And so it's so funny because she made this whole post about me on Facebook. Someone sent it to me because they knew, she was talking about me. But I didn't acknowledge it because if you're not bold enough to at me, then it's not coming from a good space. Because if it was something that was truly disrespectful, you would have approached me and come and talked to me about it. And then I would have told you why. So just to make sure that I wasn't mute just because of who the person was, I reached out to a whole bunch of my mentors. And my mentor said, well, what if I called myself the modern day Gandhi? Would that be offensive to people? No, it wouldn't. So he said, you're all right. And I wanted to make sure I clarified that. So when I say I'm the Harriet Tubman of women's entrepreneurship, it's because when I made my first 6 figures, I hit a certain rank in my network marketing company. So they call me Miss 85. And in that's when I really, really, really just started entrepreneurship because I didn't take not one business course. My background is actually in medicine, believe it or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, never took not one business course. I am self-taught. And in that, I used to mention I would have freed more people had they known. So I started freeing women from the shackles of 9 to 5, if that was your thing where you felt you couldn't walk away from a job. And there's a lot of women that thankfully I helped walk away from their 9 to 5 by teaching them entrepreneurship. Now that window came and went when I went on my book tour and I wrote the book, The 10 Glam Commandments. Oh my God. I didn't plan a book tour, but I went on a book tour because my first stop on a book tour was in Hawaii.
Wow.
They reach out to me and I'm like, what, me? Little ghetto girl from the Bronx? You want me to fly? You're flying me to
That's
Dubai
beautiful.
to talk about my book and sell it?
Wow, Lillie, that's amazing.
I was in tears.
Oh my gosh.
Texas, LA, Hawaii, Boston, Miami,
Amazing.
DMV. I'm talking about all places I've never wow, y'all really want me. And so many women kept saying the same thing. You set me free. You set me free. I thought I couldn't do this because I have kids. You set me free. Oh my God, when you went over your financial planning, I didn't realize that I was in my marriage for so many years because of a financial arrangement, not because of love. And when you taught me the tips and how to budget myself, you set me free.
Wow.
You set me free.
Wow.
I kept hearing it over and over. Oh my God, I never thought I could open up my business. You set me free. I'm a money and mindset coach.
Yes.
So when I kept hearing you set me free, I said, Harriet Tubman. And even women that never thought they can start businesses, I help them to identify what they love, even if it's just a hobby. How do we monetize that for you? Because so many women are not free, and it's because of finances.
Yes.
So I am the Harriet Tubman.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for asking that.
What I like to do to end the show is just a quick quiz. It's called Mommy in a Minute. So I'm going to ask you 10 questions and you just answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? All right. So we're going to start the clock and let's begin. Your favorite city that you traveled to so far?
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh, where is that? Morocco.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Sounds beautiful. Okay.
Wait, you meant in the U.S.?
No, not at all, honey. You worldwide. You that doesn't mean it don't gotta be.
U.S. is San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, maybe I could do San Diego first.
I really like California.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Cali.
But San Diego specifically. Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Nice. Okay. One word your sons would each use to describe you. So 2 words in total. I don't want to bucket them together. Maybe they'll both have 2 different words.
My oldest would say strong. Probably say strong or innovative. My little one would say God-fearing.
Oh, beautiful.
Me and my little one talk a lot about that.
Great. Best business advice you've ever received?
Do it. Do it.
I love that.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Oh my God, that's so good. A book that has helped shift your mindset on life.
Secrets to a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. It is the #1 book that I recommend to the world. Whether you take on my coaching, whether you're just a friend, I am in constant, like literally constantly talking about this book. Secrets to a Millionaire Mind.
Secrets to a Millionaire Mind. I need to look that one up. Okay. Your favorite makeup item that makes you feel confident?
Lip gloss.
Lip gloss. My lip gloss is cool. My lip gloss is popping. Your favorite snack to make at home?
Oh my God, to make at home.
Yeah, like what's your little dish that you're like, oh, you get excited for?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Ooh,
I make a good buffalo chicken dip.
I love that. Okay. One thing that's on your bucket list.
Like a place or
anything,
thing.
Whatever. If there's something you want to do before, if there is a place you want to go before you die, anything. What? Just one thing that's on your bucket list.
That is so hard for me. I feel like I'm in constant bucket attack mode.
That's good. So then what's next on the list? What you going after?
Creating a weekend-long conference.
Oh,
I think that's what's next.
Nice.
Like it's the one thing I've kind of like shied away from and been a little bit intimidated about.
Oh, you could totally do that. If
you don't do it, the whole week.
Take your business advice. Do it. Okay.
Did she just Lillie me?
I did. I Lillied you back. Something you used to believe about success that you no longer believe.
You have to have a lot of money to be successful. Success is being a great mom. Success is showing up for your husband. Success is reading a book. If you're not a big avid reader, it's finishing one book. Success is, increasing your prayer life. There's so many ways to be successful. And I think for a very long time, my ambitions fooled me into thinking that it's business or monetary. If I am a better person today than I was tomorrow, that's success.
Beautiful. If womanhood had a currency, what would be the most valuable thing about it?
That's so cool. If women had a currency, what would be most valuable? Love.
Oh.
I think nobody loves like women love.
Oh my gosh. So
our love is just different. Our love is encompassing, and our love is transitional. We can transition our love into so many ways, and I think that we give love so freely and so openly and so beautifully. I think it's love.
Yeah, love that. Love that. And finally, one thing you want every new mom listening to know.
F them kids.
The new mom, she got an infant in her hands. You're telling her F them kids?
I'm kidding.
Like just doing motherhood for the first time, their first kid.
Whatever. Take wisdom. Listen to the older women. I think initially I was so dead set on doing things my way. And it's like when I got stuck, guess what? I was calling my mom, my abuela. Like, how do we do this? Hey, why isn't he stop crying? Or like, what's going on? Or how do I do this? And I love the old wives' tales.
Yeah.
And the old wives'
wisdom.
way of doing things.
Yeah.
I love it. So take wisdom.
Beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I would have been lost without my mom. So shout out to moms for real. Okay, Lillie, I want to thank you so much for being here today.
So excited.
You have been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me on the couch.
Thank you. Thank you for shedding light to me, my brand. Thank you for having me. You were such a beautiful person when I met you. I'm like, yeah, girl, we gonna do it. So thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. That is all for this week's episode. I hope Lillie's story lit a fire in you to start dreaming bigger, moving with intention, and honoring your own evolution. Your evolution is your children's foundation. So keep mind shifting, mommy. And I'll see you in next week's episode. Take care. Bye.